Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to a look ahead to tomorrow's Hungarian Grand Prix. Now, for this video, I should say as well, thank you so much for all your feedback over the last couple of weeks on the race weekend content. I'm going to stick with things as they are for now, but I will be making some tweaks for the British Grand Prix and onwards. But I'll stick with the race look ahead format for this weekend. And of course, that is starting with a look at today's qualifying results and what the grid will look like for tomorrow's race. And today's qualifying session was once again very enjoyable. Not quite as chaotic as last weekend in Styria, but Q1 especially, with the track evolving the way it did, really managed to throw in some unpredictability. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But then again, I often do with quali. What's not to enjoy? It's just drivers driving extremely quickly to try and set the fastest time. It's what we all love about Formula 1. So Lewis Hamilton set the fastest time with a 1:13.4, 1/10 of a second clear of Valtteri Bottas. But the big story really is that Mercedes are in a league of their own. 9/10 of a second clear of third place, which was Lance Stroll, and a second clear of Sergio Perez in fourth. Much better showing today from Ferrari. Sebastian Vettel fifth and Charles Leclerc in sixth. Max Verstappen very disappointed with seventh for Red Bull. 1.4 seconds off the pace of Mercedes. And this again is a track on paper that should suit Red Bull. But they broke the curfew last night working on that car to try and find out what's wrong with it, and they can't seem to fix the problem. Lando Norris 8th for McLaren, Carlos Sainz in 9th. He was under investigation after the session for allegedly impeding Antonio Giovinazzi. However, the stewards decided to take no further action, so no grid drop for Sainz. Pierre Gasly, miserable weekend really, but still P10. However, the issues he had with his power unit seem to have continued into qualifying, and he didn't set a time in Q3. Daniel Ricciardo 11th, George Russell fantastic in 12th place, second weekend in a row through to Q2, but Alexander Albon down there in 13th place, just highlighting Red Bull's problems, but he was not a happy driver at all. And George Russell actually leapt to his defence after the session, saying that he's been made to look an idiot. We all know Alex is quicker than that. Let's hope he can do something better in the race. Esteban Ocon in 14th place, Nicholas Latifi 15th, both Williams through to Q2. When was the last time that happened? It seems like forever, doesn't it? Fantastic weekend for Williams so far. Kevin Magnussen 16th for Haas, 17th for Daniel Kvyat with Romain Grosjean in 18th. And then it's Antonio Giovinazzi in 19th and Kimi Raikkonen in 20th. Where is Alfa Romeo's pace? Again, things could be different in the race tomorrow, but right now, they're the slowest car this weekend. That was a surprise for me. I'll pop it on screen for those who like it laid out, but the grid is exactly the same as the result I just showed you there. And that's Hamilton on pole all the way down to Kimi Raikkonen in 20th. Of course, usual caveat at this stage, this is just a provisional grid, and there is still plenty of time for this to change between now and lights out tomorrow. In terms of race strategy, it's looking very, very good for Mercedes and Racing Point, as you saw there when I went through the results. All four of those cars are starting on the medium tyres, and Pirelli reckon they can run for about 40 laps from the start of the race, and then it'll be a case of sticking on the soft tyres to go to the end of the Grand Prix. Starting on the softs as the rest of the top 10 are, it is expected they can run for 34 laps and then they'll put the hard tyres onto the end of the race. Then again, of course, if they can stretch that stint out just a little bit, they might be able to run the mediums to the end. But the two-stopper is actually the second quickest way to run the Hungarian Grand Prix, and that is 2 sets of the soft tyres for 25 laps each, and then run the mediums all the way to the end. So, looking ahead to that race tomorrow, I think it's pretty safe to say we've got a 2-tier race tomorrow. Mercedes are gone. That is between Hamilton and Bottas. I don't think Racing Point are going to have the race pace to take it to them. But behind those two, it is really close. But Racing Point have got a big advantage starting on their mediums. But they're going to have to watch out for Ferrari early on. They're going to be on the grippier soft tyre. And if one of those gets in between them or even ahead of them, that could ruin Racing Point's day. But to be honest, again, looking at their pace, they're on for a massive haul of points tomorrow. And I'm intrigued by Ferrari's race pace too. This is a track that all the pundits are saying should really suit the Ferrari, and it could be their best opportunity to score big points this season given the fact we've not got any Monaco or Singapore. So they've really got to maximise this opportunity, and starting 5th and 6th on the grid, I think is a great result from quali, and it gives them that opportunity to pick up those points. It seems really weird, doesn't it, saying that that's a good result for Ferrari? But realistically, that's the best they can hope for right now. That is where they are. And I want to have some optimism too for Red Bull. The problem is Helmut Marko has come out and said that he's not even expecting them to be able to fight for a podium tomorrow, let alone actually get one, because they can't seem to understand what is wrong with this car. It was a complete rebuild apparently overnight. That's a massive concern because, again, on paper, this is a track that should really suit Red Bull, but it isn't. I mean, 2020 full stop has been a very bizarre year, but in Formula 1 it's just as weird. It's great that we've got some unpredictability behind the Mercedes, but just trying to wrap your head around what's going on at Red Bull this weekend and Ferrari in general it's just not easy. But frankly, it sounds like neither team know what's going on, so how are we supposed to know, I suppose, is the point in that one. There's still a good chance of rain tomorrow though, so that might help Red Bull out massively. But like I said a moment ago, this is absolutely Mercedes to lose. It is between Hamilton and Bottas. And I keep saying it, and you can say I'm clutching at straws, that's fine, I keep saying it. As long as that battle is exciting, Hamilton versus Bottas, just as it was Hamilton versus Rosberg, at least we've got something to enjoy at the front. And behind that, it is going to be so incredibly close. I do think that the likes of Ferrari and Red Bull and McLaren will be closer to Racing Point on race pace. And now that I've just finished saying that, I feel like that could be one of those statements that doesn't age very well. But hey-ho, we'll see. And by the way, just super quickly, I know I've said this every weekend so far, but I definitely think Renault are quicker than 11th and 14th. So watch out for them in the race tomorrow. It would also be epic if Williams could pick up a point or two. They're very well placed again, but as we saw in Styria, they did go backwards. But George Russell says he loves this track, so hopefully they'll have a better Sunday this week. But I think whichever way you look at it, Williams have 100% made some massive strides forward this year. One to watch for tomorrow, I'm going with Alex Albon. I know that car has got its problems at the moment, but there's no way he is that slow. Is he on the pace of Verstappen? No, but then not many teammates are going to be. But he is definitely better than 13th on the grid, and I think he will pick up points. Not many, but some. But maybe he can get in amongst those Ferraris and try and finish somewhere just behind his teammate. I think that'd be pretty good damage limitation for Red Bull this weekend, actually. And he's a very frustrated driver as well this weekend, and that might show in the race. And I hope it shows in the way that he's going to go out and be aggressive and make some great overtaking moves, rather than, as can be the case, he tries a little bit too hard, not him specifically, but drivers when they're a little bit hot-headed or frustrated, that he goes and makes some moves that are too risky and ends up in the wall or off the track or whatever. But definitely keep an eye on him tomorrow, and of course keep an eye on the likes of Daniel Kvyat, who's a little bit out of position in 17th place. Have the Haas boys got some better race pace? What's going on at Alpha? Are they going to be better on Sunday? Once again, I'm just really looking forward to tomorrow's Grand Prix. That's not going to come as too much of a surprise, I'm sure, because I look forward to pretty much every race. And that's not going to change anytime soon, but maybe a little sprinkling of rain tomorrow will be nice just to mix things up even more. That is it for this video though, but you can let me know your thoughts on the session down in the comment section, and which driver is your one to watch for tomorrow's Grand Prix. Now, I will be back tomorrow, shortly after the race, with some live reaction, but in the meantime, don't forget that you can of course follow me over on social media, and all of the links you need for that are in the description down below. But as ever, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will catch you again in the next one. Bye bye.